What's the feeling of freedom at the moment, Mark?
I'm grateful, man. Grateful. Grateful
It's
to be
been
free.
10 years of fighting for freedom.
Sure.
Talk to us about the experience of being held for this long and not being able to see your family and your loved ones.
Yeah. I'm just grateful to be free, man.
This week marks 14 months since his final walk down the Supreme Court steps. But Mark Seawell must climb them one more time later this month to say to the government of Belize, pay me what I am owed for unconstitutionally holding me in prison without proper evidence.
The Honorable Chief Justice declared that Mr. Seawell, Mark Seawell's detention was unlawful and in contravention of the Constitution of Belize, Section 5, and it was also in contravention of the Extradition Act. And so we basically have brought this claim, and we are now seeking compensation for Mr. Seawell's unlawful detention for a period that calculates to roughly like about 2,376 days. He would have been incarcerated or from 2011, it would be from 2011 to 2017.
That's a total of 6.5 years. But the government, according to Sylvestre, says Seawell shouldn't get a penny.
The government, they have reached the point where they did file a defense, and they actually have made an application for the matter. They're asking for the court to in a sense, give summary judgment in their favor to have the matter be struck out. I can't speak for the government, but essentially they're claiming that, well, they're immunized from suit of this nature because, well, you know, a court order was made, and so he was effectively being held pursuant to a court order. I mean, that point may seem to be an attractive argument, and so in that respect, the government's point of view may be that they claim unreasonable. But then on the other hand, you have Mr. Seawell's point of view, in which a court of law has declared his detention for a period of time to be unlawful. And so what naturally flows from such a situation is that he ought to be compensated. In fact, that's what the Constitution provides. I mean, if you're detained unlawfully, you're entitled to compensation.
Seawell himself has kept a fairly low profile. But according to Sylvestre, he is convinced of his argument, despite the risk, however fairly low, of having extradition proceedings reopened against him.
The only legal risk in terms of bringing the claim, legal in the sense of what is that the claim could, you win or lose, and there are consequences for that. But in terms of, I suppose you're asking if in terms of the claim may have any bearing on what extradition proceedings being reinstituted against him. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know. I mean, remember, the whole nature of extradition proceedings is a request that's made by a foreign state. So I don't know, none of us knows what may be the motivating factors that may be operating on the mind of the United States when a request is made. And so I can't speak to that. I don't know if you can speak to that or anybody could speak to that. But suffice it to say this is that having been discharged from a habeas corpus application, that did not or cannot or does not bring an end to the possibility of the requesting state, you know, if they so desire, bring the reinstitute extradition proceedings. But here's the thing: if he filed a claim or not, that legal possibility still existed for them. So, you know, in my view, it's not here nor there. It's not here nor there. Okay. It ought not to be a consideration which weighs on a litigant, especially somebody who has been unlawfully detained, whether they should seek compensation or not.
Aaron Humes reporting for News 5.